Think about what we did in small group yesterday. When we talked about how do we find factors of a number, and if you find those factors and those pairs, then you might could arrange it in different ways. You're going to have to take it off and do it.
If you think about it, as a model, how could you draw that? It says she's pasting 18 stars in rows on the wall. She wants to put the same number of stars in each row. Find all the ways she can arrange those stars. How many does she have in all? 18. So you know you're gonna have 18 stars. So figure out how you can make equal rows using those 18 stars. And that way you're gonna be finding your factors of 18, right? Okay.
Good start. Good start, baby. Is there more than one way to write them?
Sure, think about it.
Yeah, there's more than one way to write them. Go ahead, baby. Right, Patty,
You just have to have the same number.
we're just starting this lesson.
You have to have the same number of stars in each row. But in total, you're gonna have how many stars? 18. So think about it. First of all, you can draw your 18 stars. And then see what you can do. Go over it together. But I just want you to think about it and try it. Think about how many you would have to put in each. We had a person to ask, can you draw circles if you can't draw stars? That's fine. I'm not even looking at the fact as to whether you can draw stars, okay? Just draw something to represent 18 objects, okay? Think about how you can divide them equally. Everybody ready? About one more minute. Then we'll go over it together. Okay, remember our math standard this week says we can find factor pairs in the range of 1 to 100 and find multiples of single-digit numbers up to 100. Raise your hand if you think you have a model to represent the equation on the board. You want to try? Okay, go draw your model on the board first. Okay. because there are different ways to represent this equation. Draw it where everybody can see, okay? Okay. Anybody else want to try? Ariana, what you got? Let's see what you have. Okay. And we're gonna let one more person have a try. Sindara, let's see what you got. We can't let everybody do it. It's okay. And then we're gonna look at what they did. Okay, let's look at what Caitlin did. Caitlin drew us a bar model. And Caitlin said, Caitlin has how many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she says 6 groups of 3, which is 6 times 3, will give you 18. Yep. Is she correct?
Yes.
Yes. Who did this one?
Me.
Ariana. Okay. Ariana drew us a picture model, and she has how many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many stars in each group? 3. So hers would also be 6 times 3 equals 18. Is she correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at what Sindara did. Sindara has
4.
She has my favorite no.
yes.
You got a lot of good stuff there.
Because she started off good. She started off with 3 rows of 6. But some kind of way she got these other 3 down here. So, but if she had had just these 3 rows of 6, would she have been correct
Yes.
with this part?
Yes.
Yes. But some kind of way we got off right here. and she put 3 groups of 18. But 3 groups of 18 would be 3 times 18, which would not give us 18, right?
No.
So she made a mistake here. But if you had done this, you see this, Sindara? If you have 1, 2, 3 groups of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would put your 6 in each box. And then what would you have? You would have the same thing these two had, right? Good try though. I like that. Good job. Okay? So you have to remember, in total they said you had how many stars? 18. So if you need to go back and count your stars or your circles or whatever you choose to draw, that's okay. But just make sure that you only have the number that they asked for, okay? And you probably could have caught that mistake, but it's okay. Mistakes make what? Mistakes make learning happen. Very good. Y'all did a good job on that. So let's look at what they gave us. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Oh God. Hold on. Okay.
Do you guys remember when we did factors in small groups yesterday?
Yes.
So our first factor always is 1 in that number, so it would have been 1 in 18. And then 2 times 9 is 18, and 3 times 6 is 18. So you could have done 2 rows of 9, 3 rows of 6. I guess you could have done 1 row of 18. So we're looking for how many factors are in 18.
And that's exactly what they gave us, just what they said, what Ms. Pooh just said. Other ways to paste the stars are 2 rows of 9, or 9 rows of 2, 1 row of 18, or 18 rows of 1. 18 is what we call a composite number. Composite means it has factor pairs besides 1 and 18. Factor pairs of 18 are 3 and 6, because 3 times 6 is 18. 2 and 9, because 2 times 9 is 18. And 1 and 18, because 1 times 18 is what? 18. It says 18 is a multiple of 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. There are 6 ways Indara can arrange the stars. Okay? Does everybody see that? Her name is almost like Sindara, isn't it? But she's Indara. Okay?
Right now. Right now.
Okay, next. In previous lessons, you multiplied and divided numbers. Now you can use multiplication and division to find factors and multiples and learn a way to classify a number by how many factors it has. Use what you know to try to solve the problem below. A worker plans to put several rows of Mexican Talavera tiles on a wall. Each row has 10 Talavera tiles. How many Talavera tiles could be on the wall? Take a few minutes and think about that. What information do we know? Each row has 10 Talavera tiles. How many could be on the wall? 10 tiles is one wall, but they want to know how many rows could you possibly have, right? So how many tiles could possibly be on that wall?
Like how many times?
Shh, think about it, think about it, think about Take a few minutes to think about it. We think with our mouths closed. Just think about it. Got something to do? Think about it. Not yet. It says several rows. Did it say how many rows? No. It didn't say how many rows. It said how many tiles are on each row. If there are 10 tiles on each row, then how many could there be? Okay, what you got? Let me hear from Makai. What you think, Makai? Huh? 7 what? 7 rows? There could be 7 rows, but if there were 7 rows and 10 on each row, how many would that be? What is 7 times 10? 70. That's a possibility. Savannah, what you think? Well, see, they told us each row has how many? 10. So it has to be 10 on each row. What you thinking, Ariana?
What you think?
Yeah. Can't be 2 times 5. How many on each row? 10. What you got, Ariana? Huh? It could be 1 row of 10. It could be. Huh? It could be 100. And if it were 100, it would have to be how many rows of 10? 10. 10 rows of 10 would be 100. So with this right here, they just wanted to get the wheels turning in your head because it could be multiple things. If it was 1 row of 10 tiles, it would be 10. If it were 2 rows of 10 tiles, it would be how many? 20. If it were 3 rows of 10, it would be how many? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. As long as it's in rows of 10 tiles, there are different answers. It depends on how many rows you would want it to have. Right? So there's as long as you have 10 tiles in each row, there is no wrong answer. Does everybody see that? But you can't change the fact that there are 10 tiles on each row, okay? That's just something to get your wheels turning in your head. Something to think about. Everybody with me? Everybody with me? Does everybody understand? Hold on. You're talking. Okay. Moving on. Yes, remember to do it, baby. Okay, now we're going to look at our connected. Our connected says, look back. How can you describe how many Talavera tiles there could be? We just talked about that, right? There could be multiple rows of 10. So your answer would vary for that one, okay? Number 2, you can extend your thinking about multiplication by looking at factors of a number. Factor pairs, multiples, prime numbers, and composite numbers. A factor pair is 2 numbers that are multiplied to give a product. What is a factor pair? two numbers that are multiplied to give a product. And what did we say that word product means? Total. Right. So, since 1 times 20 equals 20, a factor pair of 20 is what? 1 and 1 and 20. You see that? If